Obviously the Midas generate a lot of buzz, and I think it's a cool product. I think we wanted to kind of address some of the issues that not just the Midas, but there have been other chairside printers on the market that have come out, and I think they all share a lot of the same issues. I think one of the big issue is reusability of the cartridges. I think this is a huge problem because one of the driving forces clinically is cost per unit, right? That's what a lot of this boils down to is how much is this going to cost me per unit to produce? When you have a cartridge that can only be used one time, your cost per unit skyrockets compared to if you had a cartridge that you could use multiple times. So with our print pods, they're actually reusable. So you can get up to 5 print jobs out of them, and your cost per unit is going to be really low. It could be anywhere from $6 to $10, in that somewhere in that range, depending on which material you're printing. And it keeps the cost per unit really low. The other big thing that we wanted to address is not having to have a dedicated printer that can only do one thing. I think this is a big issue. I mentioned earlier how clinicians, they tend to not have a ton of lab space. They oftentimes don't have a lot of bench space for equipment. If you have a machine and all it does is print crowns, right? But if you want to print your models or if you want to print your splints or guides, now you have to buy a whole nother machine. So obviously there's the cost factor. Now you have to purchase 2 machines, but there's a huge space factor. Now you have to have enough bench space for 2 machines. We have kind of destroyed that narrative with the print pods because the print pod system is compatible